Meanwhile, back in Gauteng and Tshwane, Police Commissioner Elias Mawela has led a festive season safety operation to crack the whip on motorists and residents contravening the law and lockdown regulations. Mawela says law enforcement is having problems with street parties across the province. He joins us now to outline what the plan is. Commissioner, good evening and thank you very much for your time.
Good evening, Tavo, and good evening to your viewers and listeners at home.
So you have a problem with street parties, right, across the province. How are you intervening?
Yeah, we do have a serious problem of high level of non-compliance by our people in Gauteng. And we have identified areas where there is this high level of non-compliance. For example, in Tshwane, you see Soshanguve, Richard, Atteridgeville, Mamelodi, Olivendorp, Old Bosch. In Ekurhuleni, you find your Vosloorus, Guatemala, Tsakane, Thokoza. Joburg, you find your Ivory Park, Soweto, Alexandra. West Rand, Kagiso, Beggasdal. In Sidibeng, you find your Everton, Sebokeng, Orange Farm, Didier, your Wheelers Farm, and Sharpeville. Yeah. There is a high level of non-compliance whereby people don't observe the health protocol, they don't adhere to the regulations. You find people, they are gathering in big numbers. You find the liquor outlets, the licensed liquor outlet, they allow people to enter into that space more than the required capacity. Yeah. So these are the kinds of problems we are facing in the province.
Now you began your operations on a day of reconciliation, December 16th. One would say, I mean, that's when pretty much all the festivities begin in South Africa. From the 16th, it's downhill right up until the new year, where these events are going to be happening quite more frequently. How are you cracking the whip?
Yeah, we have mobilized enough resources. There will be more boots on the ground so that we go out there and then we enforce the laws and we ensure that people, they adhere to the regulations. Failure thereof, surely we are going to apply the laws of the land and arrest those who are breaking the law.
Now, you've taken an approach of splitting, I suppose, your law enforcement personnel into different areas. One area that was particularly interesting for me was that you've decided in Gauteng to actually take a proactive role to look for wanted suspects. And this happened this past week as well. What was the outcome? Was it fruitful?
Yeah, it was fruitful. We have arrested over 700 of the wanted suspects, because we have realized that in Gauteng, majority of the people who are committing crime, these are our regular repeat offenders. So these people, they just enjoy committing crime. So the instruction to all my detectives is that without fail, every week, if a suspect is named when a complaint is opened, the case docket, or is listed in our wanted list, we must not rest until we arrest the suspect. So we continue to do that, and we have arrested suspects who have committed serious offenses like murder, robbery, rape, assault, GPH, and so forth. And we also not lose focus to those who commit the gender-based violence. We prioritize them. Those once they are named that so-and-so have committed this horrendous crime, we immediately dispatch our detectives to go and collect that one.
You focused, I suppose, in this initial stage at Pretoria Central. Why focus on the capital city?
Yeah, the capital city, it matters most for us, you know. We can't have the country whereby its capital city is not protected, because, you know, it represents what the country stands for. So we felt that you need to stamp our authority in the capital city first. And once we get the capital city right, and to give confidence to those who are visiting the country and the residents of the capital city to say there's law enforcement or there is law and order in the country, then we are able to can move out and go to other areas and deal with these issues. Yeah. But over and above that, Pretoria Central, we have challenges there. The street robberies, we have this taxi violence, which is happening in that particular space. A lot of people from other provinces who come, they do shopping in Pretoria, Marabastad, and so forth. So they are being marked. We felt that we need to clean up that particular space. The this taxi rank there is just the same as that one in Johannesburg. It's an exchange because it takes people to different provinces and so forth. So those people need to be protected while waiting for their mode of transport.
Now, there are concerns with rising numbers with this new strain of COVID-19. Now, what are you doing to enforce the lockdown regulations?
Yeah, firstly, we need to have our members protected. So we ensure that members are issued with all their protective gear. Yes, and then they do put their masks. Where they have to use their gloves, they must do that. They must sanitize and all those things. With that, then I know that I'm having the healthy force on the ground, and then we ensure that we hit the ground running. We are all over Gauteng in the streets. Where we are required to can talk to the people to go home, we do so. When they refuse, we assist them to go home. Where we are required to effect an arrest, we definitely do not hesitate. We effect an arrest there and there.
I mean, I see here you were politely shutting down parties and even helping young people pack away their speakers. But I mean, if you listen to the police minister today, he's saying some of the more serious crime, I suppose that's not the approach that you'd want to take. Some of the crimes, especially bank robberies, use heavy artillery. Are your men on the ground, your forces on the ground, ready to respond this festive season for the types of crimes that we are seeing?
Yeah, we do have contingency plans in place. Our operational plans for festive season is crafted in such a way that it can respond to any eventuality. For example, we do have the problem of the youth who call themselves AMA 2000. Those ones who just block the street and do the badge and whatever. So when we approach and deal with those ones, we ensure that, we are appropriate in dealing with them. Because among the others, we have a responsibility to educate them and guide them accordingly. So we call upon the AMA 2000 to be a little bit more responsible with the little help, obviously, from their parents. And those ones who are perpetrating the aggravating robberies, the CITs, the robberies in the malls of the jewelry shop and so forth, we know that they are armed. Obviously, as the police, we cannot go there, unprepared to can deal with those. Because these criminals are daring. They don't care. They remove each and every obstacle along the way. When they go to that shop, they ensure that they have their tools of trade to can commit their crime. And when they leave that space, they ensure that they clear their road. So we do send the police officers who are highly trained, who know how to deal with the medium to high risk situation.
How serious is the problem or the challenge of undocumented immigrants during this time of festive?
Yeah, this problem is not to say it is more this time of the year. It is there. From January to December, we do have this kind of a problem whereby we have influx of undocumented people in the country. So this time of the year, some of them actually, they present themselves to us so that we can arrest them and assist them to repatriate them back to their countries of origin. But we don't fall for that. We ensure that we follow our protocol, we process them accordingly, and when the time is right for us to repatriate them back to their countries of origin, we do so. The problem is there not only in Gauteng, the whole of South Africa.
Commissioner, we appreciate your time. Gauteng Police Commissioner Elias Mawela outlining for us their plans for the festive season.